Okay, for 7.7 notes, choosing the best method, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be choosing the best method. Okay, so first, at the very top, you're given the methods that you have learned in this unit. So the first thing we did was we did graphing. It says if the vertex and the zeros can be easily determined. Now, we are not going to actually do an example of the graphing on the notes, but in the quick check, if you're given a graph, the best method would be graphing. Okay. Now, the other ways that we have learned is finding square roots. Okay, that was back in 7.3, I believe. So that's 7.3. Factoring, that was 7.4. Then we did our quiz over those things. And then the last lesson that we did was quadratic formula. That was 7.6. Okay, so finding square roots is when there's no x term. Now, if you look, like real quickly, you'll see here there's an x squared, but there's no x. Up here, there's x squared and x. So this is a great example of finding square roots. There's no x term. So that would be B. Okay, now, C is factoring. Basically, can the problem be factored with x factor? If it can, you use factoring. And then for quadratic formula, if it can't be x factored, then it's not factorable. So when I'm looking at like letter A, I say, oh, we have 3 terms. We have our x and our x squared, so I'm going to try factoring. Okay. And let's see, 12, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So 2 and 6 can make 4. 6 minus 2 is 4, and that multiplied to be negative 12. So since that works, we could say that that would be solved by factoring. Okay, so then we try this one because, look, it looks like a factoring problem. 3 terms, got an x squared. So negative 19 to get to 2. So if I find the factors of 19, we only have 1 and 19. Well, that is not going to make 2. So this will not work, which means we'd have to use quadratic formula. Okay, we already discussed C. So D, we could try factoring. We're trying to get to 3. So the factors of 28. 4 and 7 can make 3 if I subtracted the 4. So 7 minus 4 is 3. Multiply by negative 28. So that's factorable, which is letter C. Letter E, this problem would definitely be finding square roots. Like I could add 36, and then I could do the opposite of that, taking the square root of it. So, and there's no x term in the middle. So this would be B. For F, we would try x factor because we have the 3 terms with the x in the middle. So 15 to 8. And the factors of 15 are 1 and 15, 3 and 5. And 3 and 5 can definitely add to be 8. So that is factorable. So that's C. Okay, letter G. This one, I noticed that it has a number in front. So we have to do 3 times 4 and get 12. Can 12 basically get to 13? So we already listed our factors of 12 over here. And 1 and 12 can make 13 if I add. So like we would do x plus 1, x plus 12, and we would divide by 3 to see that it would factor. Using x factor, it works. Right there, that puzzle works automatically. So we can say that's factoring. Letter H, there's no middle x, so this has to be finding square roots. Okay. Letter I, 4 times 2 is 8. Trying to get to 5. Okay, so none of these are going to get to 5. So this we can't do, so that's quadratic formula. Letter J, 24 to 10. So 24 has a lot. We got 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. So both of these can make 10, but everything is positive, so I would need to add to make 10. 4 and 6 would make 10. So that would be factoring. Letter K, no x term, so that has to be finding square roots. And then for the last one, it'd be x factor. So we would have, let's see, 1 and 27, 3 and 9. And neither of these can make 7, so it doesn't work. So that would be quadratic formula. Okay.